There's no such thing as loyalty today. At least that's what they say, as people constantly turn away from, or even worse, against each other. As we're examining the rebellion of Absalom, it's important to note disloyalty existed then, 3,000 years ago, and good to read of the loyalty found among those who insisted on going with David and do whatever the king chooses, 2 Samuel 15, verse 15. Instead of looking for their own safety, they followed the king without knowing how it would end. Today's Morning Minutes in the Bible on Throwback Thursday reaches back 56 years to an article discussing the issue of loyalty among Christians. Then and now the question is simple. Are we loyal to King Jesus or to the church? There is a difference. I am not surprised by Robert F. Turner from Plain Talk Magazine, September 1965. I once preached for a church whose charter members had family and social ties with the Christian church of the city. Some had left that group to begin a loyal church and were acutely aware of their goings-on. I distinctly remember one elder mentioning their support of a church camp. How awful. And another, the treasurer, said that the day this church sends support to some institution to do its work, he was walking out. Today, 13 years later, I see their treasurer's report shows support of several inter-congregational projects, support of a benevolent institution, and $50 for camp expenses. Their bulletin announces there will be no midweek services for 2 weeks due to Northern Arizona Bible camps. I am saddened, but not surprised. Some of those elders were wedded to Abilene in past lectures and workshops, and evidenced a fancy for pride-flattering, put the church on the map projects. Perhaps some felt a deep-seated resentment at being that little bunch of non-progressives and longed for the day when they could take their place in the world. Anyhow, they didn't seem to mind sound preaching that warned of digressive trends among churches of Christ until they realized that the majority of churches were on the bandwagon and they were being called anti, etc. That was a bitter pill. The final straw came when liberal churches from a big city prepared to establish a liberal church near them unless they would cooperate. The deal was made, tacitly if not otherwise, and the drift toward liberalism began to cut a path. Area-wide youth meetings, interchurch TV, and the rest followed swiftly. Yes, some left to meet with a conservative few, but most either couldn't see what was happening or hardened their hearts. Preachers they once loved became anathema. As Paul said, "Where is then the blessedness ye spake of? For I bear you record that if it had been possible, ye would have plucked out your own eyes and have given them to me. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?" Read Galatians 4, verses 9 through 20. And the end is not yet. The petty personal differences that accompany doctrinal differences will drive some to extremes. Others, lulled to sleep or blinded by big preachers who warn them against the antis, will take whatever marching churches dish up. Once brotherhood practice takes the place of Bible authority, one need not be surprised at anything. Robert's right, which is why we must constantly ask ourselves, am I loyal to King Jesus or to a party of people? If we reject and disobey the truth to maintain fellowship with our church family and friends, then we've chosen people over Jesus. Or, to keep with our study of 2 Samuel, we've chosen rebellious Absalom over God's chosen one, King David. Which will it be for you? Thank you for watching today's Morning Minutes in the Bible on Throwback Thursday. Until next time, this is James McClenny hoping you have a great day.